hope you get corona and die for not wearing the right mask.
Well, I've got some bad news for her and all the other haters out there. I got corona and didn't die. After nearly a year and a half of COVID going around, it was finally my turn to get sick. I was really convinced that after all the rallies I went to in 2020, all the supporters I took selfies with, and all of the plane rides I've been on that I definitely already had COVID. But I guess I never actually got it. To my luck, you know who I did end up catching it from just a few weeks ago? My own family. Thanks, guys.
Oh my god, my insides are on fire!
I wanted to tell you guys about my own experience with it and share what helped me get better, because I learned firsthand that this sucks. Unfortunately, thanks to big tech censorship, I don't think I'll be able to tell you everything about my sickness and recovery, so head on over to libertyhangout.tv if you want to catch my full, uncensored thoughts on what I went through. Because you guys know there's a lot more I want to tell you that I can't right here. So earlier in the month, I was at a wedding, and after I had already returned home, my younger sister got a notice that a classmate of hers tested positive for coronavirus and she was exposed to them. A few days went by and I started getting a cough, so I took a COVID test and it came back negative. But then my symptoms started to get worse over the next few days, so I took another test and lo and behold, it came back positive very, very quickly. Once I started getting a fever, the worst symptoms started to develop. The body aches and chills. I have been sick a lot of times in my life, but I have never experienced such painful body aches before. Even with my temperature at just 100 degrees, it was still unbearable. Then later I lost my sense of taste and smell, which was probably the weirdest part of this entire experience. I figured that it wouldn't be such a big deal until it happened to me. Everything I ate was either salty or tangy, and it was just really disgusting. My cough started to get so bad that we actually bought a pulse oximeter to monitor my oxygen levels, and there were some days that I had really bad nausea from my high fever and cough. My husband didn't start to get symptoms until 3 days after me, and his came on even quicker than mine. He started getting intense chest pain and a high fever.
Mom, I have a fever.
But since he has asthma, he decided to start treatment early since his chest was hurting so bad. On his second day of symptoms, he went to get monoclonal antibody treatment, and he started feeling better just 2 days later. He never lost his taste like me, and he never got more than a minor cough for a couple days. After I had been fighting off my illness naturally for over a week, I wasn't getting any better. In fact, I was probably getting worse and had a fever of nearly 102. So I decided to go get the antibody treatment myself. My fever was gone literally the next day, and even my taste started coming back. I was kind of nervous to get this treatment since it is experimental, but I am so thankful that I did, and I'm so thankful that Ron DeSantis has made it so widely available in the state of Florida. I didn't even know if I'd be allowed to get it since I'm young and I'm not at risk, but I was just able to walk right in, tell them I had COVID, and got treatment for free. Now, I can't give any medical advice since I'm not a doctor.
What's up, Doc?
But I would definitely see if your state offers the antibody treatment, because this is what worked for my husband and I, and what's working for thousands of other people. In the state of Florida, anyone of any age can receive it, but other states are much, much more restrictive. So before you get sick, I'd look into seeing what treatments you have available to you. The most shocking thing about this whole experience is that I was surprised my husband and I got hit as hard as we did. I've had friends who have only experienced cold-like symptoms when they came down with COVID. Some only lost their taste and smell, but we were not as lucky. But I'm sad to tell all the haters out there that I'm better now, and I have the best governor in the country, Ron DeSantis, to thank for that. So that was my exciting experience and why I haven't filmed a video in a hot minute. I didn't want to dive into the politics around COVID because 1, I'd probably get banned, and 2, I just wanted to share my experience with you guys so that you can prepare for when it happens to you. It was not fun for me, and I probably would have had it so much worse if I didn't find a treatment center to receive antibodies. If you guys want to hear more about our experience, we have a full-length episode up right now at libertyhangout.tv that goes into way more detail than I can tell you right here. And if you want to support my work directly, you can visit lhmerch.com and purchase this awesome Arrest Dr. Fauci t-shirt. And yes, even after my experience with the Rona, I do still think that he belongs in jail. And any reasonable person should too. Go to libertyhangout.tv right now to watch Kaitlin Bennett uncensored. Not only will you get to watch exclusive content from me, but you'll get to say you stood for the truth, you stood against radical leftism, and you stood up for America.